This one been on for a minute. Put through the ringer.
All right, so we give praise, esteem, and honor to the mighty Alahym. In the name of Yahushua HaMashiach this day, we're picking this up in John chapter 5, verse 39. I'll search the scriptures. For in them you think you have eternal life. And there they was testified me. You steal it? Because you hiding stuff behind you like you're stealing.
Oh, this do seem like a hiding, right? But
now you're getting sarcastic. Let me see this. Come back over here. Come a little closer.
Wait a minute.
We don't know what I'm finna do. Nigga, I don't care about the people. I'm finna slap you right upside back of your head, people.
Hit you with the word.
Shalom, Jessica. All right, y'all. John chapter 5, verse 39. Search the scriptures, for in them you think you have eternal life, and there they will testify of me. And you will not come to me that you might have life. I receive not honor from men, but I know you, that you have not the love of Alahym in you. I come in my Abba's name, you receive me not. If another shall come in his own name, whom you will receive. How can you believe which receive honor one from another, and not the honor that comes from Alahym only? Do not think that I will accuse you to Abba. There's one that accused you, even Moses, in whom you trust. Had you believed Moses, you would have believed me, for he wrote of me. But if you believe not his writing, how should you believe my word? So hallelujah for Yahusha and the word. Shalom said, shalom, East man. Daniel 12:1. And at that time shall Mikael stand up, the great prince which stand for the sons of your people, and there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation to that same time. And at that time your people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. Them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake to everlasting life, some to shame and everlasting contempt. They that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. But you, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book to the time of the end, and many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. Revelation 5:1. We about at the end of dealing with Babylon. Man, what you over there doing to that boy? Why you niggas popping popcorn? We ain't at the movies. You gonna fold your lip up. We is not at the movies. Speaking of which, I would definitely advise y'all to stop getting churned popcorn while the word coming, because that make them think this is some form of entertainment. You eat popcorn while you watching the movie. Maybe a television show. I don't know. Y'all too young for a good radio show. Because I am also. You know what ran across today, something that some of y'all ain't never had to do? You ain't never had to put a blank tape in your cassette player and try to catch a song on the radio and record it so you can have it. You ain't did nothing like that. Look, Johnny, who said they had? Kalisha, no, she lying.
She ain't on the tape recorder.
No, you lying. You ain't lying. He ain't told their story. You know what I'm talking about? Or when he said, you know what I'm talking about? Or Shalom, Sister Kelly. Or when he say he gonna play a record and that nigga will not play it. You know what I'm saying? I've been waiting for you to play this record. See, this is the time when you ain't had no money to go buy no album. So, or you like this here, man, I want this song, so I got to record that whole off the radio. Yeah, man. Yeah, they young. He say, dang, y'all young. They don't know nothing about that, man. They ain't had to do that. They ain't had to live their life like that. Only thing they had was a mix CD. That's about as far as they went for them. They ain't had to record nothing off no radio. Them boys don't know nothing about they had iPods early. Revelation 5:1. And I saw on the right hand of him that sat on the throne a book written within and without and on the backside. Hey, I need all y'all to be quiet, because I don't know what y'all talking for. And I don't know why you eating food in the middle of my living room. I don't know why both of y'all eating food in the middle of my living room. I don't know why you looking stupid, because you know what the play is around here, man. Why y'all still eating food in my living room?
No, you give it to him. You set him up.
Set them up. Now they sitting there looking crazy. One of them like, what's going on? That nigga Joseph like, what is he talking about? All I know is I got bills. And I saw on the right hand of him that sat on the throne a book written within and on the backside, sealed with 7 seals. And I saw a strong Malachim proclaiming with a loud voice, who is worthy to open the book and to loose the seals thereof. And no man in Shamahim, nor in the rats, neither under the rats was able to open the book, neither to look thereon. And I wept much because no man was found worthy to open and read the. Hey, Ruth, cut it out. Ruth, don't nobody want to hear that. Y'all lucky you eating the popcorn. Ruth. I appreciate it because you know when you be out, she just go and she just put her hand over her mouth and zipped it. That's crazy. Verse 3, and no man in Shamahim she coming your way, nor in the Arats, neither under the Arats was able to open the book, neither to look thereon. And I wept much because no man was found worthy to open the book and to read the book, neither to look thereon. And one of the elders said unto me, weep not, behold, the Lion of the tribe of Yehuda, the root of Dawood, have prevailed to open the book and to loose the 7 seals thereof. Revelation chapter 16, verse 17. And the 7th Malachim poured out his vial into the air, and there was a great voice out of the temple of Shamahim from the throne saying, it is done. And there were voices, thunders, lightnings, and there was a great earthquake, such as was not since men were upon the earth. So mighty an earthquake, so great. And the great city was divided into 3 parts. The cities of the nations fell, and great Babylon came in remembrance before Alahym to give unto her the cup of the wine of the fierceness of his wrath. Let's come back over here to Jeremiah 51. Let me see what I want. Matter of fact, man, y'all can zip that stuff up. Yeah, now you want to look crazy when you hear zip up. Don't look crazy. I gotta find the passage that I want. Give me a second. You know what? Come on here, man, and give me 51 and 33 till I remember what it was about that.
Is that 51?
51 and 33.
For thus saith Yahuwah of hosts, the Alahym of Yasharal, the daughter of Babylon, like a threshing floor. Time to thresh her, yet a little while, and the time of her harvest shall come. Nebuchadrezzar, the king of Babylon, hath devoured me. He hath crushed me. He hath made me an empty vessel. He hath swallowed me up like a serpent. He hath filled his belly with my delicates. He hath cast me out. The violence done to me into my flesh.
The violence Babylon. What?
Done to me.
And my what?
Flesh.
Shall be upon who?
Babylon.
Shall the inhabitants
of Zion say,
and my blood
upon the inhabitants of Chaldea
shall who?
Jerusalem say,
give them violence by definition.
That's all one phrase, the violence done to me. That's Kamas, violence, wrong, cruelty, injustice.
Injustice.
False, damage.
Now, we mentioned these passages the other day. I'm just slowing it down. Slowing it down. Now, you read it in verse earlier, right? Go ahead and give me Revelation 18 and 20.
Rejoice over her, Shamahim, and Kadash apostles and prophets, for Alahym have avenged you on her.
He's done what?
Avenged you on her.
Why?
And the mighty Malachim took up a stone like a great millstone and cast into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. And the voice of harpers and musicians and of pipers and trumpeters shall be heard no more at all in you, and no craftsman of whatsoever craft shall be found any more in you, and the sound of a millstone shall be heard no more at all in you. And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in you, and the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in you. For your merchants were the great men of the earth, for by your sorceries were all nations deceived. And in her was found the blood of prophets.
In her was found the blood of who?
Prophets.
The blood of who?
Prophets.
And what else?
Saints, and of all that were slain upon the earth.
Now give me Luke chapter 12, man. Might be Luke chapter 11, actually. Luke chapter 11, man. Give me verse 43. Matter of fact, tell me what 41 say, because that came to my mind first.
I said, but rather give alms of such things as you have.
Give me straight to 43 then.
Woe unto you, Pharisees.
There we go.
For you love the uppermost seats in the synagogues and greetings in the markets. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites. For you as graves which appear not, and the men that walk over, not aware. Then answered one of the lawyers and said to him, Master, thus saith you reproach us also.
You reproach us also?
And he said, woe unto you also, lawyers, for you laid men with burdens, griefs to be borne.
That's right.
And you yourselves touch not the burdens with one of your fingers. Woe unto you, for you build the sepulchres of prophets.
You build the sepulchres of who?
The prophets.
The sepulchres of who?
The prophets.
What else?
And your fathers killed them.
And your fathers did what?
Killed them.
Your fathers did what?
Killed them.
What else?
Truly you bear witness that you allow the deeds of your fathers.
That's right.
For they indeed...
Hey, stop, boy. Stop. Yeah, I know it, but he was running into resistance.
For they indeed killed them, and you build their sepulchres. Therefore also said the wisdom of Alahym, I will send them prophets and apostles.
What they gonna do to them?
And of them they shall slay and persecute.
They gonna do what?
Slay and persecute.
They gonna do what?
Slay and persecute.
What else gonna happen?
That the blood of all the prophets which was shed from the foundation of the world may be required of this generation.
And he just said that some of that blood be on Babylon too, because Babylon gonna perform some of that work. But see, we gonna get to where we can read Babylon performing that work. I just wanted you to take your trip around that corner. You understand? But now I need you to come to Daniel 11. I need you to come to Daniel 11. You can make it 30 on general principle. Matter of fact, you can make it 28. Daniel 11 and 28. Get the like button up on YouTube for me, please, if you would.
Then shall he return into his land with great riches and his heart against the Kadash covenant. And he shall do.
He's going to do what? He's going to have his heart against what?
The Kadash covenant.
And he going to do what?
Return to his own land.
Now, see, he say he shall do. They put exploits in there. But you should know it's going to be do, which is the work. Just tell him what do is. It shouldn't be aside. It's going to be to do some work. Is that what it say?
And he shall do. That is assault, to do, fashion, accomplish.
He's going to accomplish some things. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 1. Just so you can see what he... Because I'm going to be honest with you. Dealing with this stuff with Babylon loosely, you've been looking at the mystery of iniquity simultaneously. It's the secret of perversion. The hidden mystery of perversion. And we're going to look at the Tower of Babel in a moment. As forth as them trying to build up in the heavens and the purpose of being scattered. And every man going into their own country, fleeing from a particular location. Just like everybody got to flee to their own country because of Babylon, because he's going to scatter everybody. And y'all going to have to hit it. Go ahead, man.
Now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our master, Yahushua HaMashiach, and our gathering together unto him, that you be not soon shaken in mind or be troubled, neither by ruach nor by word, nor by letter as from us, as the day of Mashiach is at hand. Let no man deceive you by any means. For that, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who oppose and exalt himself above all that is called Alahym.
One of the works that this man is going to do is that he is going to oppose and exalt himself above everything that can be called God. Everything that can be called Alahym. That's what he's going to do.
Or that is worshipped, so that he as Alahym sit in the temple of Alahym, showing himself that he is Alahym. Remember you not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things, and now you know what withholds that he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity do already work.
The mystery of what?
Iniquity.
It's already working. It's been working. It's been working since the garden. Now, how do we know the mystery of iniquity has been working since the garden? Given the Greek definition of iniquity, we know the Hebrew definition of iniquity is avon, and that is to perverse depravity.
In Greek, that is an omia, the condition of without law to be because ignorant of it. Iniquity, transgression of the law, unrighteousness.
So in this one here is telling you that the mystery of unrighteousness. Of course, depravity and perversity is unrighteous in and of itself. So let's look at Genesis 3 and 1, and let's look at the beginning of the mystery of iniquity. But these people are like, how is it a secret of lawlessness? And you about to pay attention to how? Listen.
Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which Yahuwah Alahym had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, have Alahym said, you shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden.
First thing right there, he showed perversity and depravity because he knew full well what Yahuwah had said to this woman.
Not every tree.
And he knew full well his intent on asking her that question. Continue.
But of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Alahym hath said, you shall not eat of it, neither shall you touch it, lest you die.
Lest you die.
And the serpent said unto the woman, you shall not surely die.
Now he done what?
He done perverted the word.
Shalom, Sister Johnson. He done lied. Listen to how he finna pervert righteousness.
For Alahym do know that in the day you eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open, you shall be as gods, knowing good and evil.
See, notice, right? You played on your desire. You're going to be like God. But see, this is where he got you at. He said you'll be like God because you'll know what?
Good and evil.
But you wouldn't have his nature, though. You wouldn't have his characteristics, though. You wouldn't have his spirit, though. You knew exactly what he was saying and what he was doing. You know what I'm talking about? That's when the mystery of iniquity began. That's when it began. Again, tell them what mystery is in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. We know it's going to be in Hebrew, it's something secret.
Mystery is mysterion, a hidden thing, secret, the mystery.
So this is hidden transgression. The beast and everything that bear witness to the beast is a hidden transgression. It's a hidden rebellion. It's a hidden perversity and depravity of an individual that will be revealed in its time. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. Ruth, you must be tired. He said that sleep wasn't good enough.
Boy, I hope you stay.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3.
Let no man deceive you by any means. For except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who oppose and exalt himself above all that is called Alahym, or that is worshipped, so that he is Alahym, sit in the temple of Alahym, showing himself that he is Alahym. Remember you not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things?
I told you this stuff while I was with you.
And now you know what withhold, that he might be revealed in his time.
In his time,
For the mystery of iniquity do already work.
it's been working, and we just seen how long it's been working. Tell them what work means. Because remember, it said that this particular man in Daniel 11 would have indignation in his heart against the Kadash covenant, and that he's going to do work. He will be working against the covenant, which is a mystery of iniquity. This is a hidden transgression. Go ahead.
Energeo, that is to be operative, to be at work, to put forth power,
To put forth power,
to show forth self.
to show themselves that they are not of God. Continue.
Only he who will not let until he be taken out of the way. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the ruach of his mouth.
Y'all know that Daniel 8:22, and so forth and so on. Go ahead.
And shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
And the what?
Whose coming is after the working of Hashatan.
His coming is after the working of who?
Hashatan.
So again, it said he gonna do some work in Daniel. So this work that he gonna do is after the adversary. See, I don't want us to say devil. I don't want us to say, you gotta understand that this is an adversarial individual. And this house, we can understand why he's an adversarial individual. Give me Matthew chapter 16, man. Verse 22. Matter of fact, I think it's, give me 20.
Then charged he his disciples that they should tell no man that he was Yahushua HaMashiach.
What else?
From that time forth began Yahushua to show unto his disciples how that he must go into Jerusalem and suffer many things of the elders, chief priests, and scribes, and be killed and be raised again the third day.
What else?
Then Peter took him and began to rebuke him, saying, Be it far from you, master, this shall not be unto you.
What did the Lord say?
But he turned and said unto Peter, Get you behind me, Hashatan. You're an offense unto me.
Why are you offended by him, sir?
For you savor not the things that be of Alahym,
But of who?
of men.
See, that's the thing that you got to realize, that when Satan comes, that's how he going to get people. He going to get people who savor the things that be of man. What are the things that are of man? Well, let's look and see. Ephesians 5:13. Pick your head up, son. Pick your head up. Ephesians 5 and 13.
But all things that are reproved are made manifest by the light. For whatsoever do make manifest is light.
Galatians 5 and 13. My apologies.
For brethren, you have been called unto liberty. Only
Called
not,
unto what?
unto liberty.
What else?
Only not liberty for an occasion to the flesh.
Not an occasion to the what?
Flesh.
So you don't got freedom to delight in your flesh. Go ahead.
But by love serve one another.
But by what?
Love serve one another. For all the laws fulfilled in one word. And
what word?
One word.
What word is that?
You shall love your neighbor as yourself.
That's right.
But if you bite and devour one another, take heed that you be not consumed one of another. I say then, walk in the ruach. You shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. For the flesh lust against the ruach.
What else?
And the ruach against the flesh.
What else?
These are contrary the one to the other.
What else?
So that you cannot do the things that you would.
And what else?
But if you be led of the ruach, you are not under the law.
Where works of the flesh are manifest. What are they?
Adultery, fornication.
Hold on. It's what?
Adultery.
And what else?
Fornication.
And what else?
Uncleanness.
What else?
Lasciviousness.
What else?
Idolatry.
What else?
Witchcraft. Hatred.
Hatred.
Variance. Emulations.
You know what variance is, right? You know what variance is, Shade? You looking over here like you know, or you just staring blankly into space? Tell them what variance is, Sibby.
Yes, Eris, contention, strife, wrangling.
You like to strife. You like to argue. You like to fight. That what you like? What else?
Emulation.
Tell them what emulation is. I think that would be obvious.
Zelos, excitement of mind, fervor of spirit, fervent mind, indignation, jealousy, zeal.
Jealousy. What was Esau's problem? Jealous of his brother. What's Satan's problem?
Jealousy.
What's the beast's problem?
Jealousy.
And that jealousy is also moved by what? Envy. And he said, and what the book of Proverbs say? Who can stand before what? And what the beast gonna be operating with, because he gonna say he God, and he know he ain't God, and he gonna be envious, and that's why he gonna kill people. And that's where you turn in what the text say. Do y'all know what Yahushua told his apostles when they say, Lord, should we ask for fire to come down from heaven? Do you know what he told them men? Does anybody know what he told them men? He said, you know not what manner of ruach you are. The son of Adam did not come to destroy men's lives, but to save them. So that's how one of the aspects of how you're going to know that this man is not of God, because he's not coming to save men's lives. He's coming to kill them. He's coming to kill them. Show it to him, man. Luke chapter 9, man, verse 39.
And lo, a ruach take him, and he suddenly cried out, and tear him that foam again, and bruising him hardly.
Drop down to 44.
Let these sayings sink down into your ears, for the Son of Man shall be delivered into the hands of men. But they understood not this saying, and it was hid from them, that they perceived it not, and they feared to ask him of that saying.
You see what he said? What was it? What was that saying done? What about that saying? What he said happened to it?
They feared to ask him of that saying. It was hid from them.
It was hid from them. It wasn't meant for them to know it. Read y'all son of Deuteronomy 29 and 29 real quick, man. Deuteronomy 29 and 29. It say the secret unto Yahuwah are Alahym, but those revealed unto us and unto our sons forever, that we may do all the words of this law. Notice it said the secret is unto Yahuwah. Tell them what secret is in that place.
Lord.
Sathar, to hide, to conceal.
To conceal. Now I'm going to just do this on general principle. Because, you know, some brothers will be like this here, right? They'll be like, when somebody say the spirit hiding it from them, that's just a cop-out. But nah, nigga, things get hid from men's eyes. Hold on, right? I'll give you like this here, right? Did he not say about Abraham, shall I hide the thing that I do to Abraham? Because I just give it to you out of text of him not showing stuff. What about Elisha with the Shumanite woman? Yahuwah hid from him that the lady's son died. He said he done hid this from me. So an individual to think that Yahuwah does not close men's eyes so that they don't know things, you foolish. You don't know your God. You ain't read the book. And we can go on for days of people who Yahuwah purposely and willfully hid things from because he didn't want them to know it. Some of those reasons were made manifest why he didn't want them to know it, and some weren't. But guess what? None of that ain't got nothing to do with me. You know what people's problem is? You want to go tell God how to be God. That's why you going to hell. You can't tell him Yahuwah how to Yahuwah. He do what he want to do. Don't you know it say that in the song when they say, where's your Alahym at? He said, oh, he in the heavens. He's done as he pleased. That man do what he want to do. You know what a lot of people's problem is, man? You don't understand power. So let me tell you how power works. When you got power, you answer to no man. You know why? Because you pay the cost to be the boss. It's my way or no way, and this is what it's going to be. And if you ain't with it, you can kick rocks. I'm not compromising with you. I'm not negotiating with you. I'm not discussing nothing with you. I ain't doing none of that with you. You know why? Because you're not willing to do the things that I'm willing to do to have that power. Because if you were willing to do it, you would have already done it with your life. Case in point, why you hear so many dudes crying about women who say they independent or boss chicks, because this woman has tasted a bit of power and she don't want to give it back. She don't want to share that. See, so the difference is you goofy niggas try to convince her to give it up. See, Yahuwah is not going to try to convince you to give it up. He going to show you the value of what you going to get from me for giving it up. And if you choose to hold on to it, then feel my wrath. That's how he operates. You know what I'm talking about? He's going to try to convince you to give up your power. You know why? Because he know deep down you don't really got no power. And what you're doing is really to mask the fact that you're an insecure individual using these outside accoutrements and adornments to be able to cloak the fact that you're really a scared, powerless individual. You know what I'm talking about? See, he already know this. See, you should have to know this if you run across a chick and she say, oh, I'm a boss chick. I'm independent. I don't need no man. That's covering up for something else. That's covering up for something else. And I'm not a licensed clinician, so it ain't my job to figure it out. That's the same token if you come across a dude and he's loud and boisterous about what he's able to do and what he got, unless that nigga from New York City, there's a high likelihood that nigga is projected and is highly insecure. And even if he's from New York City, that might be the case. I just say that because that's how they grow up there. You know what I'm talking about? That's how them niggas raised. They raised to be like that. You know what I'm saying? So they may not necessarily be insecure. That's just how they raised. They raised to be arrogant and boastful and flashy. That's how a lot of them niggas raised. You know what I'm talking about? That's the environment that they live in. Don't mean that they ain't got no insecurity. See, we in the South, you ain't raised that way. You know what I'm saying? You go on the West Coast, they not raised that way. You know damn well they ain't raised like that in the Midwest. You know what I'm talking about? And if you take yourself up to the Pacific Northwest, they certainly ain't raised that way. You know what I'm saying? That's a NYC is a world all to its own. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, that's a word. That's a world all to its own. They raised different. You know what I'm saying? So they approach things different. But when you see that, that's the individual, they trying to cover something up. You know what I'm saying? When you look at a lot of people who be in the word, the book tell you that. Nigga with all that pride and boasting, this nigga don't know nothing. Ain't no God in him. Where you at, man?
You don't do Deuteronomy 29.
I am. Y'all know who he said he revealed his secrets to, though, don't you? Matter of fact, that's what I forgot.
Give it to the baby.
Huh? Come on over here to Amos 3. No, I do know that, but see, that's what I mean on that's covering up for something. Because Sister Kelly said sometimes women have dealt with too many men that have failed them and have been undependable. So then that would come in at when you do that, the negative effects of dealing with them type of dudes leads to over projection to cover up the fact that You have been injured mentally and emotionally because of this particular individual. And now you are projecting over a sense of accomplishment to cover up that fact. You know what I'm saying?
I've seen that on Instagram. Some lady said one of the ways to keep your husband is submit to him as your leader. And the woman was like, I ain't submitting to nobody. She's like, I'm married, but I run my marriage.
Well, see, that's a different type of woman.
No, she was like, most
Shalom,
men ain't
bro.
worth submitting to. So whoever she done dealt with.
Yeah, because see, I'm not saying that as a negative. Because you got some women who go out here and get money and pay their bills, and they don't walk around here saying I'm a boss chick and I'm an independent woman and I don't need no man. They just handling their business. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I get money. I do this, that, and the third. She doesn't have to project that and wear that on the sleeve. Because there's women out here who get money and do everything their husband say. You know what I'm saying? And they don't look at none of that because I'm making money. Shalom, Brother Howard, that because she doesn't have anything that she's trying to cover up. This just happens to be what I do. You know what I'm saying? And I love my husband, and what I do does not define me as a woman. This is just what I do. I happen to be proficient at it, and I make a good income from it. You know what I'm talking about? So you have to know that, because you got dudes who get money and they ain't got to walk around. Look at man, you got dudes who get money and they drive nice cars and wear Rolexes, and you wouldn't know that they had those things unless you knew them, because they don't have to show you that I got this Rolex. I don't have to tell you that. I've told you plenty of times. I know too many millionaires who drive pickup trucks. Now, we live in the South, so we could get, I'm talking about Ford 250s, Dodge Rams, and Chevy Silverados. These men are millionaires. You know what I'm talking about? Most niggas think if you a millionaire, why you ain't got a Bentley? Where your Mercedes Benz at? You know what I'm saying? Because that's what you think. But those men get money. They don't place no value in that. That don't move them. But everybody's not the same. Some people get money, they want a Bentley. But if I got to keep telling you I got a Bentley every time I see you, I'm projecting for something else. You know what I'm saying? Because don't nobody give a damn if you got no Bentley, bro. I heard you the first time. Unless you, well, truth be told, people who got a lot of money don't want you to know they have money. They don't want you to know what they got. Because that stuff breeds jealousy and envy. They already know that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I told you a long time ago, man. You think if you inspiring people with your success, you ain't doing nothing but creating enemies. You know what I'm saying? That's all you doing. Because all you're doing is reflecting back to them their failures and their shortcomings. The only people who going to be motivated by that and inspired by that are people who doing the same thing you do. Now, if you walk in a room full of people who doing what you doing and you tell them, yeah, boy, I closed the deal, boy, we made 100 band. They going to cheer you on and they going to be motivated to buckle down in whatever it is that they doing. But if you go in the hood and tell a nigga that nigga gonna be thinking about how to take your money. Because he's not happy for you. It's not happy at all. Why you think these rappers keep getting killed when they go back home and they always hanging out right there? And these niggas don't even got no money. Why you think these dudes be getting robbed? Man, I remember Fernando Bryant when he played for the Jaguars. This damn fool was at a strip club out east in a Lambo, and they took it. And he was wondering why they took it. You big dummy, you in the hood in a Lambo at 2 o'clock in the morning. Y'all do know what's out. Y'all do know about out east, right? Would you go in a Lambo out east at 2 o'clock in the morning? Hell, most niggas don't want to go in a doggone bucket out east at 2 o'clock in the morning. That nigga said it was big time. Because you asked him for it. You put a big old target on your back. Come on, man. Where you at?
You said aim at
3-1. Come on with it. After that, Romans 16:22.
Hear this word that Yahuwah has spoken against you, O children of Yasharal, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities. Can two walk together except they be agreed? Will a lion roar in the forest when he have no prey? Will a young lion cry out of his den if he have taken nothing? Can a bird fall in a snare upon the earth where no gin for him? Shall take up a snare from the earth and have taken nothing at all? Shall a trumpet be blown in the city and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city and Yahuwah have not done? Surely Yahuwah Alahym will do nothing.
Surely Yahuwah will do what?
Nothing.
But who will he reveal his secret to?
Unto his servants, the prophets.
Tell him what secret is again.
So counsel Council, assembly. N-word, secret.
Something that's secret. Give him Romans 16, make it 20. Romans 16 and 20.
And the Alahym of Shalom shall bruise Hashatan under your feet shortly.
Shortly.
The mercy of our master, Yahushua Mashiach, with you. Amen. Timotheus, my work fellow, and Lucius and Jason, and Sosipater, my kinsmen, salute you. Tertius, who wrote this epistle, salute you in the master. Gaius, my host, and of the whole assembly, salute you. Erastus, the chamberlain of the city, salute you. And Quartus, a brother. The mercy of our master, Yahushua Mashiach, with you all.
Yahushua be with you all.
Now to him that is of power to establish you according to my gospel.
To him that's able to establish you to the power of my gospel.
In the preaching of Yahushua HaMashiach, according to the revelation of the mystery.
The revelation of the what?
Of the mystery.
The revelation of the what?
The mystery, which was kept secret since the world began.
It was kept secret since when?
The world began.
Since when?
The world began. But now is made manifest, and by the scriptures of the prophets.
By the scriptures of the who?
The prophets.
Now read Hosea 12 and 10. Y'all know what similitude is in Hebrew, right? You remember, right? What does similitude mean, little Johnny? With haste. That nigga. Nigga come out here looking like he finna play duck hunt, but he can't answer no question. He look like you look like you'll go out there with the white boy hunting deer. Deer and wild turkeys.
I ain't gonna lie. I think that's all they do up north.
That boy said, as long as it ain't Dick Cheney, I don't catch no shot. That's stupid, man.
Hosea 12 and 10.
Hosea 12 and 10. Come on with it, man.
I have also spoken by the prophets and have multiplied visions and used similitudes by the ministry of the prophets.
He used what?
Similitude.
Similitude is a likeness. What else?
By the ministry of the prophets. Is there iniquity in Gilead?
Not good. So he telling you he used similitudes by the ministry of the prophet. He telling you this. Why does this out of nowhere the whole say, hey, I spoken by the prophets. I use similitudes by their service. So that means everything they said and everything they did was a likeness of that which was to come. So this is how we can establish certain things. Adam was a prophet, so that means he's a similitude that ministry was used by. Noah was a prophet, that means the same. Abraham was, that mean the same. Isaac and Jacob was, that mean the same. Joseph was, that mean the same. See, a lot of people want to say, well, the ministry of the prophets was just in what they prophesied. That ain't what he said. He said by the ministry of the prophets. Tell them what ministry is.
That is Yod. Yeah, that's a hand, the work.
The work.
Got a lot of definition.
Yeah, but it's the power of the work. And then it's Yod. So it is telling you underlying that Yahusha was the Ruach behind the work that they were doing. Because that's the right arm. When you see in the text, I extend my right arm. That's the power of Alahym. That's Yahusha. He the one who was doing the work in them by the Ruach that was in them, like Peter said. Come on back to Romans 16 to 25. Go ahead.
Now to him that is of power to establish you according to my gospel and the preaching of Yahushua HaMashiach according to the revelation of the mystery, which is kept secret since the world began, but now is made manifest and by the scriptures of the prophets, according to the commandment of the everlasting Alahym, made known to all nations for the obedience of faith.
For the obedience of what?
Faith.
That's what the secret was revealed for. But that's another conversation, man. Give me back to Matthew 16, man. Matthew 16 and 20.
Then charged he his disciples that they should tell no man that he was Yahushua the HaMashiach. From the time forth began Yahushua to show unto his disciples how that he must go into Jerusalem and suffer many things of the elders, chief priests, and scribes, and be killed and be raised again the third day. Then Peter took him, began to rebuke him, saying, Be it far from you, master, this shall not be unto you. But he turned and said unto Peter, Get you behind me, Satan, you are an offense unto me.
Why?
For you savor not the things that be of Alahym,
but that
be of men.
That be of what?
Of men.
Now we was right back. Let's go back to Galatians 5 and 21. Galatians 5 and 21.
Envyings, murders, drunkenness, revelings, and such
make
like.
It 20 then. It might be 19.
We'll
start from the top.
Now the works of the flesh are manifest.
What?
Adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations,
Tell
wrath.
me what emulations again one more time.
Zelos, excitement of mind, ardor.
Or jealousy. Mm-hmm. Continue.
Wrath, strife, seditions, heresy.
Y'all know what a sedation is, right? That's rebellion. Heresies is bad teachings. These are all the things that the flesh brings forth. Notice that he said the works of the flesh is a heresy. What I told you the other day. You got to be careful. Because if individuals got bad teaching, that mean they carnal. That's not me saying it. Give them heresy by definition, man.
That is an act of taking. That is a disunion, heresy, a sect.
Variance, strife. People that like to argue.
And they say a body of men following their own tenets.
A body of men following their own teachings or doctrines and commandments of men.
The Sadducees and other Pharisees.
Do you remember what he said in Isaiah? He said, "They fear me is taught by the precepts of men." So heresies has always been in the text. So like I say, man, you got to be careful because if individuals got teachings, boy, and they don't really, like I told y'all the other day, right? If you come up with we Israel and that's the teaching, right? If you come with that, then you have to frame all the text according to that doctrine to make it work in its totality. Now, I just mentioned this one because it's the easiest one to mention. Ezekiel 37 is the easiest one to mention because they say that's you waking up in the places of your captivity with the valley of the dry bones. They have to do that to fit we the Israelite teaching when that passage is literally talking about the resurrection of the dead. It's literally talking about Hamashiach gathering you up and bringing you in the land and it being one body and he ruling over the whole house of Yahshua. It's literally talking about that. It literally says he's going to take your bones and put flesh and tendons on your bones and breathe life in it. It literally says that. And then we can turn around and we see many places where this man breathed life into a man. We literally seen a man touch a dead man's bones and come back to life. You know what I'm talking about? So when you see these things, that's what I mean. That means whoever teach that don't mean I'm saying, oh, this is just an inherently evil person. But boy, that man carnal because that's a doctrine of his own mind. You didn't get that from Yahuwah. You got that from your own mind because you got that from somebody else who got that from their own mind. And it don't matter. No, bro. No, it don't matter. Look at, man, I'm be honest with you, man. Dude was in the comments. He started talking about, it's Alahym, man. Dude's made up the Lashawan Kadash. So if a dude made up a language, that means his whole teaching made up. And if his whole teaching made up, that means that's a heresy. And if it's a heresy, that means that's of the flesh. And the carnal mind work death. You can't bet your life on that. You can't bet your life on that. You can't even bet your life on we Israelites, boy. That's flesh, boy. Do you not look? I put it to you this way, right? We read it last night, right? Even though people ain't doing no genealogies, right? The arguing and fighting to prove we Israelites don't do nothing but the exact thing that Paul wrote in that letter. It don't do nothing but minister questions. It don't lead to no godly edifying. All it leads is to what? Emulation and bearing. All you gonna see repetitively is works of the flesh. Nothing beneficial to the people that's gonna get them saved.
One of the definitions is dissensions arising from diversity of opinions.
Dissensions arising from diversity of opinions. Uh-oh.
Let's have a definition of heresy.
So look at this here, right? Paul wrote, and this is also, and he wrote it because it comes from Jeremiah. Because Jeremiah said, I'm going to give them one heart and one way that they might fear me forever. Then Paul come back later and write, we supposed to have one mind, saying the same thing, having the same teaching. That's why dudes we want to be on some old Hamashiach gonna straighten that out when he get back. Because you niggas got all these diversity of opinions. But boy, that's of the flesh. That's how you know he ain't straightening nothing when he get back. Because you an offense to him, boy, you carnal. Oh, that's tough right there. See, that's tight. Ain't that man told you that? He told you enter in where? He said it be few that enter therein. That's tight right there, man. That man, you got to get in the straight game. It's tight in there. Ain't no wiggle room for you. You can't have all these diversity of opinions. You can't have all these diversity of opinions. It ain't but one opinion. It's Yahuwah's opinion. Who cares about your opinion? And Yahuwah ain't got no opinion. Yahuwah got a word.
Dissension is disagreement that leads to discord.
And he said, then of course, put it to you this way, right? Some of y'all be on Clubhouse. Some of y'all be on Facebook. Some of you may be strolling through YouTube comments, and all you see is diversity of opinions that lead to confrontation, strife, contention, and debate. None of that is of Yahuwah. None of it. Not near a bit of it.
That's so discord among brethren right there.
You know what I'm saying? It definitely gonna sow discord among brethren. And that's all Satan wants, because that's the works of the flesh. Because you desire the thing that be a man. Because that's not an Alahym. Alahym don't care nothing about all that debate. All these different opinions. That man says one heart, one mind, one body, one ruach, one immersion, and one faith. Well, it's just one. He told you that when he told you the greatest commandment. What is the greatest commandment? But what did he lead off with? Say, Yahuwah, your Alahym is one. Ain't but one. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't watch wrestling, but it's just like the bloodline. He say, you the twos, nigga. And nigga say, well, we the ones. You understand? That's their tagline. Put it on a t-shirt. Not the you the twos, but we the ones. Whole family. All the niggas related. Huh? What'd you say? What, to say we the one? All you got to do is go to WWE.com. They'll say you won. Because if you put that on your own shirt, you might get for copyright infringement. Because that's definitely copyrighted, trademarked, and tagged. Yeah, they definitely on it. They've been selling a lot of them. You know what's crazy? I be wondering who they sell. Well, I don't get out much, so there's that. But I wonder who they be selling them to. Because I ain't never seen a nigga in the street with none of these shirts on. But I don't get out much either. I ain't never seen a nigga in the street with a wrestling t-shirt on. Only time I ever seen somebody with a wrestling t-shirt on was somebody on TV at a wrestling show.
Hardcore fanatic.
Yeah. Huh? I ain't got one. New Day Rocks. Because it looked like the old NWO logo. That's all I got. Huh? Damn sure ain't. Shoot, nigga. Them shirts trash. You know what I'm talking about? And they ain't comfortable. I don't wear that heavy cotton. I don't want no heavy cotton. I need a soft blend. It's hot out here. Niggas walking around here talking about street cut with that heavy behind t-shirt on, nigga. You sweating. Want that jump, man. Come on, sir.
Envyings, murders, drunkenness, revelings, and such like, are the which I tell you before, as I've also told you.
That anybody,
they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of Alahym.
Well, if you like to have a discord of different opinions, You're going to hell. Now, we can sit back and we can take that junk cool. Boy, you going to hell, boy.
Clubhouse a dangerous place.
Dangerous place. Because all you got on there is a bunch of niggas with a different opinion. Ain't nobody getting saved. Boy, I done slid in rooms, boy, and I done heard men say, boy, suck all of my penis. I done heard a nigga say, nigga, shut the F up, nigga. You don't know what the F you talking about. For me, it ain't even just no word. Like, why you talking to me like that, cuz? Because I feel like you, bump brothers, I believe that you provoking me to a physical altercation. Because you just told me, truly, you have no respect for me as a man. They even talk to me like that. Now we must fight. Yeah, man. That's right. Mother Sharona just said, I don't know how people say the Passover is for the Jews when Yahushua only has one body. See, they say that, Mother Sharona, because of this. Because most people do not equate Passover, the keeping of Passover to Hamashiach for those in the world who profess to be believers of Christ. They don't put that two and two together. They put them together with Easter. So, of course, you know, today these people they celebrated their Good Friday. They were celebrating their Good Friday because they had completed their 40 days for weeping for Tammuz. Now, when they get ready for Easter, it will be the rebirth of Tammuz. And then they're going to go about their business. See, I don't know where they get the Good Friday thing. Look at it, man. Somebody tell me. First place, see where they get Good Friday from. It's for historically. No. Ramadan is a fast. And it could have some borderlines with weeping with Tammuz, but we would need to look in because Ramadan, about 40 days? Well, it's probably the same thing, man, because it's all the same stuff because the Catholic Church gave it to the Arabs. You know about Ramadan? Because, you know, Biggie say he get in your behind quick fast like Ramadan.
Yeah, saying it's supposed to be a
Biggie.
commemoration of the crucifixion of Yahushua.
So it's supposed to. So basically, I know that's what they do it for, but I'm really talking about the origin. I don't have really time to sit back and delve out where it came from. See, Good Friday comes from the sense of pious and holy. Obsolete since the good book for the Bible and Good Tide for Christmas, a Shrovetide, a Good Wednesday for the Wednesday in the Holy Week. Good Friday is a corruption of God Friday, linguistically correct description of goodbye or God be with you. Just a bunch of bull crap. See what I'm saying? But I would have to sit down to see the historical heathen influence, cultural influence of them to get Friday. But we know most brews argue with Christians about he didn't die on a Friday. What day they say he died on? They say he died on a Wednesday. And why do they say, see, again, this bad teacher. I done went over this with y'all before. I'm not going in great detail. Why do they say he died on a Wednesday? Because they say that in the midst of the week, he'll make a covenant. So they meant, that meant Wednesday. That's how you know God ain't sent these people, man. That's how you know that, bro. Get it for him in Daniel 9, man. Ruthie Ruth. You need a baby Ruth?
Hey, Ruth.
Tell me what 25 say, man.
Know therefore and understand from the going forth of the commandment to restore to build Jerusalem unto the Messiah the Prince 7 weeks and 62 weeks the street shall be built again and the wall even in troublous times.
That's right.
And after 62 weeks shall Messiah be cut off, but not for himself. And the people of the Prince.
Hey, what y'all talking for? You disrespectful children? Get somewhere so you can be seen and close your mouth. Continue.
And the people of the Prince that shall come destroy the city and the sanctuary and the end thereof with the flood, and unto the end of the war desolations are determined. He shall confirm the covenant with many for 1 week.
He shall do what?
Confirm the covenant with many for 1 week.
He didn't say that. He said he would confirm. Tell him what confirm means.
To prevail, to have strength, be strong.
So he's going to prevail or give strength to the covenant. And when?
The midst.
Go read it again from the top.
He shall confirm the covenant with many for 1 week. And then
so he said he's going to confirm the covenant for many for one what?
For 1 week.
Continue.
And in the midst of the week.
In the what?
Midst of the week.
What's going to happen?
He shall cause the sacrifice and the oblation to cease.
Now tell him what midst means, and that's going to be very simplistic. So notice, he didn't say he will confirm the covenant in the midst of the week. He said that he would prevail with the covenant in 1 week. And in the midst of it, cause the sacrifice and oblation to cease.
That's KC, that is middle.
So in the middle, why is that important? Let me ask y'all a question, right? You in the Feast of Unleavened Bread, right? What day of unleavened bread is this? It is not the 6th day of unleavened bread. What is that? This is the 5th day of unleavened bread. Passover is in the week of unleavened bread, but it is not counted as one of the days of unleavened bread. Unleavened bread is 7 days. You in the 5th day of unleavened bread. So why is that important when he say he will prevail in the covenant in a week? How long is unleavened bread? It's 7 days. Then he say, in the midst of it, he'll cause the sacrifice and oblation to cease. When did he cause it to cease? Because on the 3rd day, he resurrected from the dead. It's not specifying a day of the week. See, that's a doctrine and commandments. Men, that's a heresy. Nowhere in there was he specifying a day of the week. He wasn't saying, because they wouldn't have said Wednesday. They would have said the 4th day. They wouldn't have said Wednesday. They certainly wouldn't have said Friday, because that would have been the 6th day. So now you say he getting up on day 1. See, the Brews fight against it because they don't want to believe that he rose on day 1. Or he rose on the Sabbath. Why would he rise on the Sabbath? When your law say he saw rest was good. He said it is what? What did his father say in the beginning? It is finished. What does your law say? He said on the Sabbath day, Yahuwah was what? Refreshed. So why would he do any work on the rest day if he is setting the standard and example for you to follow? What is he getting up on the Sabbath for? Oh, see, that's the Christians. That's that sun work. We don't give a damn about no sun worship. We looking at the testimony and the law. And the testimony and the law say he will go back to working on the day that you're supposed to work, which is the first day of the week. This is common sense. But see, again, it's heresies because when you dislike Christianity and you want to refute things that Christianity say and you don't know the word like that, then you have to tailor teachings to be able to support your destruction of these people over here. That's what you have to do versus let the word be the word, and whatever it is, it's whatever it is. If he got up on the first day of the week, then he got up on the first day of the week. That don't make me no never mind. I don't care what them people finna go do Sunday. That ain't got nothing to do with me. All these people who gonna be standing out at the beach looking at the sunrise, that ain't got nothing to do with me. You understand what I'm saying? That ain't got nothing to do with me. And that shouldn't have anything to do with you. So I told y'all this stuff, that's what's in Daniel. You ain't got to take my word for it. Go search the text. Search it out and ask yourself, why am I letting these Brews tell me this man got killed on a Wednesday to rise on a Saturday? How is that teaching any better than them people saying he died on a Friday and rose on a Sunday, except it's 3 days and 3 nights? It's still bad teaching. Because when they tell you in the midst of the week, because notice they qualified it. I'm going to confirm a covenant in a week, and in the midst of that said week, that's what I'm going to make the sacrifice stop. Why you thought he was talking about a day of the week, Mr. Lawman? That's what goes back to what Paul was telling Timothy. They want to be teachers of the law, not knowing what they say, nor what they affirm. You just talk. You know what I'm talking about? Because you should have known if you say you a teacher of the word and a scribe, and somebody brought you that Daniel 9, your stupid behind supposed to know. Oh yeah, that's talking about unleavened bread, son. That's the week he talking about. Why you thought it was a day of the week? You supposed to be learning the word. You supposed to know better than that. Now, Crystal mentioned how Ramadan has similarities to atonement because they fast from sunrise to sunset and they reflect. See, atonement, you ain't supposed to be reflecting on your life. You afflicting your soul. And you know why you afflicting your soul? Because it will point the sun later, because you only did that for one day. See, on Ramadan, they only don't eat during daylight hours. Then nighttime, they can gorge. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do. But they're not really suffering. The difference with Ramadan is they fasted. The difference with us on the Day of Atonement, because we read it last night, well, there had to be a sacrifice made to atone for your sin every year. See, we only look at it from the aspect of the fast. But the high priest had to make a sacrifice for himself, and then he had to make one for the people. See, we have a beautiful thing. See, now when you afflict your soul, you understand that this man afflicted his soul literally. By literally going without food and water, because he declined it. Because he fulfilled Day of Atonement on this day, he declined. I don't want that, I don't want nothing. You know what I'm talking about? And he suffered in the flesh to stop sin so that you can suffer in the flesh to cease from sin. So when you're fasting on atonement, that's for you to understand the level of reconciliation like we talked about last night that this man went through so that you could be redeemed. But that's later on in the year. Could be next week. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Because we got to talk about the second birth and the second death. More specifically, the second death based on what me and Ish were talking about. I mentioned to you last night. It's a lot of stuff, man. I told you, a lot of people don't want no hell. They want it to be no hell because they don't want it to be no judgment. They don't want no judgment. You got to understand that people don't really want to pay the penalties for the stuff they've been doing. How many people you all know in your life? You may know a few. You may know a lot. That you knew they was out here committing all manner of crimes. And when they got caught, they went to jail and went to crying about how they wanted to come home. So you thought that you was going to be out here doing all this stuff you were doing and the consequences wasn't going to come due? And that you was going to have to pay a penalty for what you chose to do? And you think I'm supposed to be sympathetic with you about the bad decisions and choices that you made? Oh, free my dog. What he in there for? Oh, 2 counts of murder. No, let him stay in there. What was he out here doing? Oh, he was killing, he was robbing, he was selling drugs. How you feel sorry for a nigga like that? Because I know him, he a good person. No, he's not. If you can actually defraud people out of liberty, goods, and their life, ain't no good in you. Not at that particular time. We all got good in us. Man, who ain't never told you that? No, you ain't. If you ain't got the word in you, you ain't got nothing good in you. That's not to say that individuals can't change their life, but you got to be 100. See, this is why people don't change their life, because we playing games to try to make people feel good because you know them or you care about them. I told you a long time ago, my homeboy came, man. He said, man, I'm going to hell. Now, he asked me this question because he wanted to see how I was going to respond to him. Because he really wanted to see why I was going to lie to him because he's my dog. I didn't look him dead in the face. I said, man, you already know the answer to that. You don't even realize that people ask y'all questions or place y'all in situations and circumstances just to see what you going to say. Just to see what you going to do. Most people want to see, will you compromise the word to make your friends and family feel better about themselves because they're your people. Most people not going to look their family in the eye and say, boy, y'all going to go to hell. Y'all keep doing what y'all doing. Most of y'all not going to do that. And I ain't talking about being the pretentious a-hole that just walk around. Everybody in here going there. We not talking about that. We talking about when they bring a situation and scenario to you to see if you going to co-sign they folly. Because you know everybody in here probably at least once, maybe not one, maybe at least one. You done had somebody who you were friends with or somebody in your family that brought some folly to you and your spirit felt like, boy, I know this nigga sizing me to see what I'm going to say. Because niggas really want to see what you going to say. They want to see if you're going to co-sign what they got going on. Because most people don't love your God. Most people don't believe that you love God like that. Most people believe you love him more than you love Yahuwah. And that you'll try to placate and cater to their feelings and emotions before you stand on what this man say. You know what I'm saying? I ain't doing, I don't give a damn who you is. Right. You know what I'm saying? You know why? Because when I came out of my mama's stomach after she had that C-section, I was dolo. The only person with me was the Lord. And when I go in that grave, I'm going in that dolo. And the only person who was going to be with me right before that last breath exit out of my body is going to be the Lord. So I'm not here to placate anybody. I don't care. I don't care who you is. No, I won't do it. Because I can't go to hell for loyalty to a sinner. Right. Because of familial ties. Because we known each other a long time. I got to remain loyal to Yahuwah. Because I can't get life from you. If I could get eternal life from you, I remain loyal to you. But if I can't get eternal life from you, why am I remaining loyal to you? I'm not gaining anything from this. I'm really only doing this out of cowardice. And what is cowardice by definition? Fear of confrontation. So I'm fearful of the confrontation between the just and the unjust. So I compromise. And as a man, you can never compromise. You ain't never supposed to compromise as a man about nothing that you want and nothing that you stand for. If you want something, that's what you want. You don't compromise that as a man. If the person can't meet it, then they just move on. See, I ain't talking about that silly stuff, you know what I'm saying, when people be talking about, oh, you should come. I'm not talking about that little kiddie, elementary, emotional type stuff. I'm talking about as a man. The things that you want, that you say, this is critically important to me, you can't compromise that. You know what I'm saying? And what you stand for as a man, you can't compromise that. You can't do it. So I ain't talking about no little boy stuff when I say, hey, it's a bag. It's a bag in the back. Black bag. You get however many you may need. You can see them, they ride the truck, but you don't want to be no man. Understand that now. When I say the things that are critically important to you as a man, I ain't talking about none of that superficial, goofy stuff that dudes be talking about, man. I'm talking about critical elements as a man. Case in point, if it's important to you that your woman carry herself with a level of respect and modesty, you can't compromise that. That's the type of stuff I'm talking about. I'm talking about fundamental things that you desire. Not, I like sugar on my grits and she ain't put it on there. That's something you can correct. You know why? Because when a woman is cooking for you, she don't know what you like or how you like it until she begins to cook for you for an extended period of time. So you would be a damn fool to think first quarter this woman know how to cook food to your liking. And if you don't, oh, I can't fool with her, she don't cook that. You's an idiot. Yeah, you's an idiot. You's a special type of stupid. There's something wrong with you mentally. I'm talking about parameters and standards that you desire in your life. Now, don't get me wrong, right? If you say you want a woman to cook and she don't want to cook, you can't compromise that if that's what you want. That means she's not the woman for you. Leave her alone. That's what that means. If you want a woman who clean the house, like I told you before, don't get a woman who wants to be an entrepreneur and ask her to be a housewife. That's not who she is. Why are you asking her to compromise something that she don't want to do? You can't do that. And that's the same token for a woman. Now, if you know there's certain things you don't want to do, then hey, you just got to know what come along with that. Because it's a trade-off either way. Because guess what? You can want a woman who do a whole bunch of things, and that woman may not exist on the earth, and you're going to have to be cool with being dolo. That'll do you. Because you can't be talking about you want a man to pay all your bills, but you ain't going to do nothing. Because you may not compromise that, but you ain't going to get no man to pay all your bills, not no man you respect. Because it'll be a nigga out here who'll pay everything you got, and you ain't got to do nothing. But I guarantee you, it will not be a man you find attractive, nor a man you respect. You ever see them videos when them niggas be talking about you a gold digger? They be standing out there talking, try to holler at the chicks. Then when the chick don't want to see, I was telling everybody earlier. This is what this is, right? This is what this means. That might have been Jimmy. I was Jimmy because Jimmy was in there earlier. He was in the U-Haul. When you try to holler at a chick in the street, and she said, "You not my type. I don't want to talk to you," and you walk off and you jump in a Lambo, and now she want to come talk to you, she don't like you. And the only reason why she's coming over there is because you have something that can benefit her. So therefore, I will deal with you because I have to believe that you are a trick. Because if you are, that's the only way I'm going to talk to you. You're going to have to trick off on me because I don't find you sexually appealing. Tell us about who? Mm-hmm. Krishan be trying to get you to fight. Hey, shoot, I ain't gotta just had no baby, Krishan. You on your own. Because you know what's gonna happen? Let's take the word out the equation. You on that loyalty stuff because your people being stupid, and a nigga pull that fire out and shoot you and her. Now you done lost your life behind somebody's stupidity. Or you done went out there and you done fought with this person, and the fight went a little further than you thought it was gonna go, and now you going to jail. Now your children are deprived because you felt like you had to be loyal to this nigga when you got a husband and some children. I don't give a damn if we sisters. I already see this is stupid. I'm not going to jail for you. Before we even bring the word into play, I'm not, matter of fact, when do you get to the point that this ain't acceptable? Nigga, you're damn near 30. If you're a woman and you are over the age of 20 and you still want to fight or think it's acceptable to fight, you are a, what's the word I'm looking for? You are a horrible waste of a vagina. Because once you have children, a husband, and you begin to age, you should have no desire as a lady to be fighting anybody in the street at any time. Even if you ain't got no kids, once you transition into womanhood, if your people ain't taught you no womanhood, no femininity, once you get into womanhood and femininity, fighting is the last thing that should come to your mind. What are you doing that for? It don't make sense. At that point, you're no longer a lady. You're a brute with a skirt on. I get it in your youth when you don't know no better, but not when you age. It has to become better. You can't be out here, yeah, I fight these hoes. It's chicks I go to school with still ready to fight. Nigga, we 40. We ain't long. Y'all still in y'all 20s, man. We're 40. We're middle-aged. You understand middle age is 35 years old. The book said you got 70 years, 80 if you're strong. Middle age is 35 years old. That's why I say once you hit 30, what are you doing? Have your life over with. One thing I know, and two things for certain. Jessica asked a good question. Do they even care about you by putting you in a situation like that? That's the stuff that we don't think because you move by blind loyalty. Somebody who care about. Remember when I told y'all them nigga had that pistol in that car? And I told them, boy, I'm telling on every last one of you niggas in this car, boy, we get pulled over, boy, they find that pistol. Because at the end of the day, you shouldn't even put me in a position to have to tell them people that's your gun. Because you know I preach the word. You know I don't commit no crimes. Well, I got a wife at home, she pregnant. I can't go to jail calling her talking about you got to bond me out because I had to keep it real. The hell you say? You going to jail. And I mean that. You know what I'm talking about? Because if you cared about me and I meant something to you, you never put me in a position to bring me no harm. And you got to know that. You got to believe. You can't be walking around here. How somebody love you and they always putting you in positions where you take a loss. That's how you know Satan don't love you. And that's how you know Satan be working through people. Because how in the world, Yahuwah never put you in a position where you take a loss. If you take a loss, it's to save your soul, not to hurt you. Come on, man. And that just go for men too, because it get a certain point as a man. But what you out here fighting for if there ain't been no threat to your family or your person? What you out here arguing, going back and forth, talking about, oh, I'm gonna fight this nigga. For what? You're 35 years old, sir. What are you doing? A grown man is supposed to handle issues before they even get violent. You know, black folks and poor white trash are the only people on the earth that think things are supposed to be settled by violence. That means you lack the proper communication. You don't have the requisite maturity, and you lack the doggone intelligence to be able to solve matters without becoming violent. That means you're defunct as an adult, because it should never get to violence. If it get to violence, that means every other recourse has been exhausted. Remember what Paul wrote to us. He said, man, if possible, be at peace with all men. You know what I'm saying? And Yahuwah said he's slow to what? Because wrath don't work to what? So that means, hey, man, that means when you done exhausted all matters, it's when we get to violence. If your first instinct is violence, you in a bad way. And I ain't just saying that because we in the word. We ain't got to be in the word. Do you know how would y'all feel if you seen a 40-year-old man and a 40-year-old woman fighting in the street? I ain't talking about fighting each other, just fighting. You know these people in their 40s. You look at this is ridiculous. That's the first thing that come to your mind. You know the first thing come to your mind? Them niggas too old for that. So we automatically know that this is not the way that we're supposed to behave. That's right. Sister Kelly say no skills in conflict resolution. I'm not saying that people not going to bump heads. I'm not saying that people not going to have disagreements. I'm not even saying that some disagreements won't get heated. But maturity in a party will be able to allow it to where it don't get physically violent. Because at that point, you're allowing your emotions to dictate what you do. And one decision can change the course of your entire life for the bad. And when you got people consistently and constantly in your life causing you to have to be in positions that can negatively affect and alter your life, those people don't need to be in your life. You know what I'm talking about? Not in that capacity. I know that right. Because that's wild. I'm pulling up. I don't know what done happened. And you thinking we still in high school and I'm supposed to jump out the car. Let's fight these hoes, sis. Grab the strap. You know what I'm talking about? It's kids out here. My kids in here. Now what I'm going to say to my son and my daughter, mommy out there fighting in the street. Guess what you just taught them? Guess what you just taught them? You taught them this is how you solve things. You taught them this is how they behave. This is why you got young boys who kill people in the street. That's how it happens. Come on, sister, where you at? Hold on. Sister Johnson got something. She said she had a chick on Clubhouse tell me, I'm not our foremothers. I'll pull up and drop address. I say, I got hot ones for you, sis. Real talk. Don't play with me, pray with me. And I don't know Sister Johnson personally, right? But just how she worded that, I sincerely believe I hope we're going to get shot. And it was only from one statement. Don't play with me, pray with me. Oh, she going to shoot you, baby. You might want to leave her alone. Yeah, because she said, come pray with me now. Don't play with me. I'm going to put one in you. I'm just being honest with you. She was gonna shoot somebody. Let it be known. She was gonna shoot somebody. See, now that's what happens when you get older too. I ain't got time to be tussling with y'all young people, boy. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that ain't how you want to live your life. Yes, let's get it right. Yeah, we deal with the word, but we also got to be 100. We know the certain word, there's a certain standard come along with the word, but we also supposed to be adults. Even in the natural, there's certain things that we supposed to know. No, but see, you know what? It's not that you can't have. Now I understand this here because women can be catty and y'all can do the stuff. She said she don't have. That's why she don't got no female friends in this walk. But see, it's not that it's women. It's the caliber of women that you're dealing with. See, it's never about men. It's never about women. It's the caliber of people that you have in your life. Because I ain't gonna say, oh, all women are this. No, it's a certain caliber of women that you're allowing in your life. That's why you're having these results. Or all men are this. No, it's a certain caliber of men. When I say that, I'm not talking about in no male-female relationship. I'm just talking about all the way around the board. It's the type of men you got in your life. You know what I'm saying? If you have low-quality men, you're going to have low-quality interactions and situations that you're going to find yourself in. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know that. Because when it was some old goofball, goof troop niggas around here, they kept some low-quality stuff going on, now, didn't it? All the time. And it always originated from them. Is it a story? Am I fabricating? That's how life goes, man. You got to get better quality people around. Amen. You know what I'm saying? That's all that is. Come on, sir.
You good with Daniel 9 and 27?
Where you at?
Daniel 9 and 27?
Yeah. We've established that point. You come back.
Oh, Galatians?
Yeah. You go back to 2 Thessalonians 2, man. Give me verse 5. I know you feel like I wanted to hear this. Hey, man. I just say what comes to mind, man. If that's what the Lord wants to get put out there, then that's what we're going to talk about. And that's just what it is. We get plenty of precepts around here. You already know we got plenty of crack. That's why niggas keep coming back. You know what I'm talking about? I say that because I was telling y'all last night, you know, by the grace of you. And let me say this here too, right? For everybody who hit the like button and this, that, there, and the third, that allows that stuff to hit the algorithm, you know what I'm saying? That stuff is what increased the subscriber count. But see, it's not the subscriber count that's important. It's the fact that we're looking at that the views mirror the subscriber count. So that means the audience is staying to look at what's being brought out here. And that's all by the grace and mercy of Yahuwah, that an individual may hear something that can be beneficial to their soul being saved. So I appreciate y'all doing that. That's why I asked y'all to do that. You never know who, when, what, and why Yahuwah has somebody stumble across. And it ain't necessarily so they can be like, oh, I need to be down there with them brothers. They just might need a word in due season at that particular point. That's all. I ain't saying that to get people to say increase our numbers. That's not the point. You never know what Yahuwah want a man to hear. You know what I'm saying? And everybody can play that role. And everybody who play that role, everything that redounds under Alahym based off something that one of us has done, that's a gift from God. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand that. If you fed a man and that man was hungry and he gave thanks to God because of what you did, that's a gift from God. You know what I'm saying? Anything that causes somebody to give thanks to his name, that's a gift from God. That's a beautiful thing that by your hand that man was able to be esteemed by your work that you did in his name. You know what I'm saying? Because you didn't do it for yourself, you did it for him. That's a beautiful thing, man. We can't understate that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that to be understated. Everything is to bring esteem to his name. Praise you, who Mother Sharona say, I stumbled across this way. It's been a year now. Praise you. You know what I'm saying? That's all, man. Some people stay, some people don't. Don't make me no never mind. The word gonna get put forth, and we appreciate everybody who stay, and we appreciate everybody who duck in and duck out. Just take what you need, man, and prayerfully help you on your way. You know what I'm talking about? Come on, man. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 5.
Remember you not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things, and now you know what withhold that he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity do already work, only he who now let until he be taken out of the way. Then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the ruach of his mouth. It shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, whose coming is after the working of Hashatan with all power and signs and lying wonders.
Oh, 2 Thessalonians 2 and 5. That's what you said. Oh, you still got about an hour. Come on, man.
Whose coming is after the working of Hashatan with all power and signs and lying wonders, with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish.
In them that what?
That perish.
Because they receive what?
Not the love of the truth.
That's right.
That they might be saved.
That they might be what?
Saved.
So a lot of people not going to receive. Now let's come back to Daniel 11. I know it's been a long time since we was over there. We talked about a lot of things since then. It's okay. Yahuwah be esteemed. I want you to read verse 28 of Daniel 11 one more time. Eventually we'll start, because we want to conclude with the parallels in the old as it pertains to Babylon. To the parable, to the parallels of Babylon, so that you can see how it was written aforetime what would happen to her. Now I know y'all may not remember every point, and we may not spend an expansive amount of time at each point, right? So what do we have? We know that the Tower of Babel, we're gonna look at that one tonight, has a parallel to Babylon. We know our deliverance from Egypt has a parallel to what will happen in Babylon, because I don't know if we read that Micah 4 and 10, but read it for them now. But make it verse 7. I don't think we did. Hell, make it 5. No. Micah 4 and 5. Listen to it.
For all people will walk everyone in the name of his
That's
God.
right. We did read that, but we didn't go further. Remember, it said that all the people will come to Zion and get the word, but they're going to go back to their native country in the kingdom of Amashiach. Continue.
And we will walk in the name of Yahuwah our Alahym forever and ever.
That's right.
And that day saith Yahuwah, will I assemble her that haileth, that halteth.
Listen.
And I will gather her that is driven out, and her that I have afflicted.
He said he's going to gather. That's Yasharal. I'm going to gather those who I put out and who I afflicted. Continue.
And I will make her that halted a remnant, and her that was cast far off a strong nation.
Go ahead.
And Yahuwah shall reign over them in Mount Zion from henceforth even forever.
Go ahead.
And you, O tower of the flock, the stronghold of the daughter of Zion, unto you it shall come, even the first dominion.
See how he say, and unto you it shall come the what?
The first dominion.
The what?
The first dominion.
What that take you back to? That take you to Adam. What did we read in Isaiah? He'll make Jerusalem like the Garden of Eden. Nah, don't come sit over here. Not with no filing. You better fix your face and get it together right now, or you're going to have a severe problem. Tuck your lip in. Pick up your countenance. Lift up your chin. If you're not going to conduct yourself like a young man should, you need to stay over there where you at. Do you understand? So how you going to conduct yourself? Because you're not coming over here playing. I think you need to stay where you at. Your eyes tell me you're not ready for a serious conducting of yourself at this time. Stay where you at. Continue.
And I'll make her that halted remnant, and her that was cast off a strong nation, and Yahuwah shall reign over them in Mount Zion from henceforth even forever.
Listen what he's finna tell you.
And you, O tower of the flock, the stronghold of the daughter of Zion, unto you shall it come, even the first dominion. The kingdom shall come to the daughter of Jerusalem.
Mm-hmm.
Now why do you cry out aloud? No king in you? Is your counselor perished? The pangs have taken you as a woman in travail.
And that's it. He said, why do you do what?
Cry aloud.
That's Mashiach. He said, has your counselor what?
Perish.
My Alahym, why have you forsaken me? What else he say?
For pangs have taken you as a woman in travail.
Don't we can read that and say, I ain't gonna do it. Come on.
Be in pain and labor to bring forth, O daughter of Zion.
Then we already read that. We talked about that when we were talking about him giving birth. He said, be in what?
Be in pain
and labor to do what?
Bring forth, O daughter of Zion.
Shall I bring forth in one day? Shall I shut the womb? Ain't that what it said? Go ahead.
Like a woman in travail, for now shall you go forth out of the city. You shall dwell in the field, and you shall go to Babylon.
You shall go where?
To Babylon.
You shall go where?
To Babylon.
And from there,
you shall be delivered.
Were you delivered from Babylon the first time, or did he tell you to leave? So you weren't delivered then. Deliverance means somebody gonna come get you. Nobody saved you from Babylon. Cyrus told you to dip. That's good. Go back where you was at.
Daniel 11:28.
Daniel 11:28. I didn't want you to establish that the text say you're going to be delivered from Babylon, because we're looking at that parallel being delivered from Egypt. And then we talk about it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a lot bit. Fourth is Jezebel being representative of the whore of Babylon. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Then shall he return to his land with great riches in his heart against the Kadash covenant, and he shall do and return to his own land, At the time appointed, he shall return and come toward the south, but it shall not be as the former or as the latter.
For the ships
of Chittim shall come against him.
Therefore,
he shall be grieved.
Return.
And have indignation against the Kadash covenant.
So shall he what?
Do.
Tell him what do is.
That's a Saul to do, fashion, accomplish. To
Again,
make.
he's going to accomplish to do what? To return and to do what?
He shall even return and have intelligence with them that forsake the Kadash covenant.
Intelligence, again, in Aramaic is to teach. So he is going to accomplish to instruct everyone who has abandoned the word of Yahuwah. And we talk about what that Kadash covenant is. That's the covenant by which you have been sanctified, which if you do despite the Ruach of grace, what sort of punishment you think you're going to get? You think you just finna go to the grave and go to sleep? Oh, no, sir. You know what? Let me set the stage for that now. Give me Genesis chapter 3. Give me verse 17. After that, give me Ecclesiastes. I think it's 12 and 7. Genesis 3 and 17. Listen to it.
And unto Adam he said, because you have hearkened unto the voice of your wife, and have eaten of the tree which I commanded you, saying, you shall not eat of it. Curse the ground for your sake, and sorrow shall you eat of it all the days of your life. Thorns and thistles shall it bring forth to you. You shall eat the herb of the field, and the sweat of your face shall you eat bread, till you return unto the ground. For
till you return unto the what?
To the ground.
Till you return unto the what?
The ground.
For dust?
For out of it you was taken, for dust you are, and unto dust shall you return.
This is why this is important, where we set the stage to talking about the first birth and the first death, and the second birth and the second death. You understand? What did he tell Adam? If you eat from this tree, you shall what? Die. So when he ate from that tree, that curse of breaking that agreement was him returning to the dust from whence he came. That ain't got nothing to do with nothing on the back end. Now, we could go look, and you could read in the covenant that Yahuwah made with the house of Yasharal. He said, if you commit a sin, what's going to happen to you? You're going to die. That's the end of that. So why is this important? If there's a greater reward, a greater promise on the new covenant, then common sense has to tell you there has to be a greater what? Punishment for breaking it. Ecclesiastes 12 and 7.
Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was.
The dust gonna do what?
Return to the earth as it was, and the Ruach shall return unto Alahym who gave it.
Pause. So that goes back to the entire thing that you've seen in regards to when Adam was created. Right or wrong? Mm-hmm. He was made from dust. Yahuwah breathed in it. When you die, you go back to the dust, and he take his breath back. That's not what's happening on the second go-round. Because Revelation 20 say, upon whom the second what? Death have no power. So what would be that second death? And how do we know there's a second death? Yeah, you can ask a question at any time. You must be born again. Oh, Sister Johnson asked this question. How many children did Eve birth? How many children recorded? Let me put it that way. That Eve birthed. No, she didn't birth Lamech. What you can read in the text, she birthed Cain, Abel, and Seth. Because it said Adam had other children, they're not mentioned by name. Because it said he begat sons and daughters, if I'm not mistaken. Let me make sure. I don't want to say nothing wrong, because niggas be ready. I knew he didn't know what he was talking about. Your mama didn't know either. That's how she ended up with your dad. Indeed, right there, verse 4, Genesis 5. And the days of Adam after he begot himself were 800 years, and he begat sons and daughters. So he had other children. Plural. Because it says sons and daughters. But it's only 3 of them that you need to know. That Cain, Abel, and Seth. And only one of them is detailed to be made what? In his image and in his likeness. And that's Seth. Who was the compensation? And you know who Seth is considered to be to Adam? His only son, meaning Yaked, his firstborn son. Because of the replacement of Abel. Because his name means compensation. Or Alahym is giving me another seed. So as forth as the testimony goes, though Cain was the eldest, you know what I'm saying? Because he committed sin and fell, he was removed. You know what I'm talking about? And because he killed Abel, Seth replaced Abel. Therefore, Seth, even though, because it said he had other sons, but Yaked, or what you see certain instances where it say only, but it's Yaked, it means only begotten or firstborn son. Because Abraham had other sons that came from his natural loins. But Isaac is described as his only son or his only begotten son. So that's where you got the tie-in when it comes to book. But Juju, what's good, my G? I see you on here, but I've been focused on what I was talking about.
You go to Ecclesiastes?
Yes, sir. And shalom, brother Nate. Yes, sir. Let's come on back to let's come on back to Daniel 11 and 31 where we at.
Would it be like Mashiach's kingdom or the kingdom of Alahym as far as going back to the garden?
Going back to the garden, that'd be the Father's kingdom. Because that's going to be the paradise of Alahym, like he mentioned in Revelation. If you overcome, I give you right to the tree of life, which is in the midst of the paradise of Alahym. And Mashiach's kingdom won't have the tree of life in the midst of it. Because it's only for one day.
So what exactly is rest? Because that's what I actually
thought. Like what we were talking about the other night in Ezekiel 38. I see you, Sister Johnson. Give me 1 second. When he said that we'll be at rest from all our enemies. Like when Mashiach come get us, we're going to be in the land chilling.
I'm talking about like parable with
you talking about Luke 16? Once we die, you in the grave waiting on your judgment. Just like what we read in Daniel 12 to start off. Some going to wake up to everlasting life and some to everlasting shame and contempt. Or Mashiach say that the day will come when all those in the grave will hear the voice of the son of Adam. And those who hear to the resurrection of life.
So
and
speaking about like Abraham.
Oh, I mean, Abraham, and we done went through, but Abraham bosom, that whole parable was about back even if somebody came back from the dead, if they don't believe the word before they died, they ain't nothing going to call nobody believe the word. If you ain't going to believe the word based on somebody coming back from the dead and telling you to believe the word, you either believe it or you don't. And Abraham bosom about those who, because we talked about that. That means those who are birthed of him. So that he'll keep you in comfort even in the grave. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, like he said, they got Abraham and he said they got Moses and the prophets. Let him hear that. He said, nah. He said, if they come back from the dead, they'll listen to him. He said, man, if they ain't gonna listen to persuaded by Moses and the prophets, a nigga coming back from the dead ain't gonna persuade him. Which it ain't. See, that's the thing, that's the world we live in now, right? Everybody think we need extra to get people to believe the word. We got to do this and we got to do that, or the music of this. Man, they either going to believe it or they don't. Ain't nothing extra going to get you to believe it. Matter of fact, all of y'all, and you can answer out loud if you so choose, whether in the room, on YouTube, or on Clubhouse. But it's not compulsory, if you would. But ask yourself, did you need XYZ to believe the word, or was the word alone sufficient? You know what I'm saying? That's what everybody got to ask themselves. Was you one of them people that like, I need to see something? I need to experience something? Do I need a sign? Are you doing it because that's what your peers were doing? Were you doing it because you thought, well, if I do this, I'll get a blessing? Or did you just hear the word and say, yeah, the word alone, I'm gone? And everybody don't be at that point all the time from the jump street. Some people do, some people don't. Some people do come in the way. And I ain't saying that means that you're just a horrible person Or you just this faithless, ungodly individual? Some people looking at because you got to realize something. You hearing something you ain't never heard before. Sometimes it don't touch people's heart like that first quarter. Where they like, well, I heard that, I believe it, and I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you go to one that it sounds like, I believe it's true, but see, once you go to with the but, it's a little doubt in there. No, I'm just saying it's a little doubt in there. Let's not act like we ain't ever read in the text where these people say, help me with my unbelief. Forgive me for my doubt. Let's not act like that wasn't in there. How many times I done told y'all that don't mean nothing? You just say, hey, man, help me strengthen my unbelief. It happens. You flesh and blood. The issue is not if there is unbelief. The issue is if you depart from the living Alahym because of an evil heart of unbelief, because you allow it to fester and to grow and to build, which causes you to separate from him. That is the problem. And I ain't talking about separate in the instant. I'm talking about separate in totality. Word. Sister Johnson says she had some research, but Yahuwah and Yahusha woke her up. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't here to tell nobody how they got to the point where they got. I don't know how Yahuwah dealt with who, when, what, and why. And that's none of my concern. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? I don't care how you got there. You know what I'm saying? All we care is about the end destination and the end result. I don't care how you got in the car. She said about 9 or 10 months ago, I'm still new to this truth. I don't act like I know it, but I'm still learning and willing to learn our language. But see, let me tell you something real, right? As long as you're alive, you should always be constantly growing and learning different things, especially dealing with the word. It's a living word. So it's always something, because the minute that you stop that means your work is finished. And that doesn't mean that that's an evil thing. That just means your work is finished. You know what I'm saying? When your work is finished, your work is finished. That means whatever time limit that Yahuwah gave you to do what it is that you needed to do, you've done it. It's time for you to lay down. Then Paul says it's time for me to hit my decease. I finished the course. It's time for me to lay down now. Peter said the same thing about to come up on my decease. I finished my work. Mashiach himself say, I finished the work which you gave me to do. It's not a perpetual thing that I'm out here doing. You got some. Let me tell y'all something, right? This is real talk. Hold on. Sister John said she was raised Muslim. She didn't read the Bible for the first time. I understand. Let me tell y'all something real, man, so y'all can understand something, right? Do you know some women are born, because I'm gonna give you both, and I'm not just gonna focus on preaching. Some women are born to be just like Dorcas. Y'all know who Dorcas is? That's the woman in Acts 9 who died. And Peter rose her from the dead. And all Dorcas did was take care of the poor and needy around her and make clothes for them. That was the work that he gave her to do. And she did it with joy and she did it with gladness. You know what I'm talking about? Had no problem with it. You know what I'm saying? Then you'll have somebody like the gentleman, his name is escaping me. I think it's Ananias, if I'm not mistaken. No, not him. With Paul. Well, you got Aeneas in the same story with Dorcas. But they did certain things, and that was their work. See, I be, and we may have to go revisit that. We did it before. Something, the work ain't always preaching. And sometimes we negate that. Hey, man, this man put you on the earth to do these certain things, and that work is valuable to him. You may not think it's valuable to you, or you might feel like the people around you may not think it's valuable. It doesn't matter. If Yahuwah has set you to do that work, that means it's valuable to him. And if it's valuable to him, then he's going to reward you for the work that he gave you to do. You know what I'm saying? It's really that simple. You think he's going to look at, he preached and all she did was cook, so I'm going to give him a better portion. Nah, you're getting the same thing. And both were valuable to him because both led to the service of his body, which led to the esteem to his name. That's valuable to him. You know what I'm saying? And you have to remember that. See, everybody want to teach, That don't mean you ought to be opening your mouth speaking on the word, boy. You know what I'm saying? That's male or female, man. Teaching don't mean you doing a great work. It don't. Teaching is for the ministering of the body and to convert unbelievers. But guess what? Somebody who ministered to the poor in the body, what would make them lesser than somebody who preached? Nothing. The only thing difference is the level of authority. Don't the book say that giving that helps is a part, a gift of the Ruach? Ain't that what it said? So come on, man. We have to be more realistic in what we got going on. People want to preach because they want to be seen. Now, not everybody. Some people want to preach because, like I said, if you desire the office of a bishop, you desire good work. And there's nothing wrong with that. But most people, they just want to be seen. They want some money, they want some honey, and that's about it. Come on, son. Where you at? 11:31? Daniel 11:31. Joseph.
And arms shall stand on his part, and they shall pollute the sanctuary of strength, and shall take away the daily, and they shall place the abomination that make desolate. And such as do wickedly against the covenant shall he corrupt by flattery.
He should corrupt them by what?
Flattery.
Tell him what flattery is. Mother Sharona said, even if a wife is in an unhappy marriage, y'all said do it as unto him. And that's accurate. You know what I'm talking about? And that's everything. The book tell you to do everything not unto men, but as unto the Lord. But I know that that's a difficult thing depending on what it is that you're doing to make. See, I ain't gonna say it's difficult. It's difficult when we're not walking in the Ruach. When you walking in the Ruach, it is very easy to do everything unto the Lord because you live according to the mercy and joy of Yahuwah. Oh, you say this gentleman here say he battling homosexuality. I need help with this. So this is what you do with that. You have to put to death your flesh. Because all it is a desire. The desire to participate in homosexuality is no different than the desire to participate in fornication. It's no different. The desire to participate in that is no different than the desire to participate in adultery. What y'all got left? What is it? Come here, Joy. Who else you talking about? Come here, Ayana. Y'all come here. What y'all over there? She stuck up what? To who? She flicked you off?
That's what it's called.
You shooting bird? She over there. You seen her? She was shooting a bird? Oh. You over there flicking your sister off? Did you do this? Yeah, you did it. Sit down. No, I'm saying, and being honest with you, right? No, there is no sin under heaven that another person hasn't done. Because see, a lot of brews try to want to act like, hey man, I'm dealing with this, I'm dealing with that, and they the only person in the history of mankind who done dealt with it. So it's all the battle of the flesh. So you have to sit back and look at, am I going to fulfill my desire for pleasure, or do I want to fulfill the pleasure of pleasing Alahym? And I will deny myself in order to please God and resist that pleasure. Indeed it did, Mother Sharona. Indeed it did. Right. It was a lust that got him. It's just desire. So now on a natural level, right? This on a natural level. You would have to ask yourself, where does that desire stem from? Because if you want to get rid of a particular desire or thought process, you have to, if you know anything about weeds, you got to kill it at the root. Right. So if you want to take something out, you got to take it out at the root. What is the root cause of it? Remember, even when we're dealing with the word, what it says in 2 Kings 19, you got to take what? Root downward to bear fruit upward. So that means you have to be rooted in the word in order to produce the fruit. So when we look at certain things to the flesh, there's a root to it. You know what I'm saying? Now, like I mentioned, I think I mentioned this yesterday or earlier, right? Most young men just are not homosexual. Usually something has happened to them, or they have an inordinate desire in their youth that they don't understand, and nobody lets them know that this is not the proper way or the proper desire for a person to have. Because if you take a young man and someone has sexually violated this young man at an early age, you know what I'm talking about? Now he has confused desires in his flesh because of what this nasty adult has done to this person. Now he grows up conflicted in his mind, and now he believes that this is the proper way. I've heard men say, since this happened to me, I must be gay because this happened to me. This is the only way that I can live. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what they've allowed themselves. Their mind has, because remember, the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. So your mind will convince you that you should stay like this because this is the desire that the adversary has for you to be contrary, to be abominable before Alahym. Or the case in point, you guys, I just seen a picture of a lady and she let her son put her makeup on and stuff like that. And you got women who allow their sons to do that. And it leads to an over-feminization of that young man. So that is how desires can pop up out of anywhere. And if it's not a proper individual to guide and to moderate your desires as a child, they can grow and grow as you get older. And then you find yourself participating in behaviors. And then you look up one day and say, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. Because what his statement is saying is, hey, I don't want to do this anymore. So once you've made a decision that it's something that you don't want to do, then you have to gird up your loins and you have to gird up your heart. And number one, if you're saying this here and you afflicted with that, the first thing you need to do is seek prayer to Yahuwah. That's the first thing you need to do. You know what I'm saying? And be just like that man who was up there with that publican, not even lift up your eyes to Shamahim and smote upon your chest and say, Alahym, be merciful to me, for I am a sinner. You know what I'm talking about? And you have to have the willingness and the desire in your heart to fully submit yourself to the will of Alahym. That your love for Alahym is greater than your love for pleasure. You know what I'm saying? Your trust in Alahym is greater than the trust of your own mind. And when that level of faith and love for Alahym begins to grow in your heart, the desires that are contrary to his will dissipate. They will fade away as a shadow in the night. It'll go right on away. You know what I'm saying? It'll go right on away. And you know what? I'm glad that he said that, not because of him saying it, but because it's going to confirm with the direction that we're going with the second birth and the second death. The second death will get mentioned, but it's always good to come around this time of year and to talk about being born again or being born that second time. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody got to be born twice. You're going to have to be born of the word. And once you're born of that word, you'll be free. Because that's what he told you. Whosoever commits sin is the servant of sin. Amen, Sister Kelly. You know what I'm talking about? And Sister Johnson. You know what I'm talking about? Absolutely. And that's correct, too. I'm glad you said it also. And the fast. Seek this. Because you have to be willing to show Alahym that I'm willing to afflict myself from the things that my body needs. Now, you know what I'm saying? So that I can be able to afflict myself from what my flesh wants. Which is another point of what Day of Atonement is about. You suffer in the flesh. If you can deny your body what it needs, because you need food and drink, then you can deny your body what it wants. You know what I'm saying? And when you can do that, you can perfect yourself in the eyesight of God. You know what I'm saying? It can be done. It is possible. It is not outside the realms of reality. Don't let anyone convince you, bro, that you can never stop sinning in any capacity, because Alahym redeem all those who come unto him. Since I said it, Isaiah 59:2. And tell him what Redeemer is by definition when you get there. That boy, I've been hiding, boy. He came in, I didn't think he had a haircut. He done got a fresh fade in the back. Who did that? Isaiah 59:20.
And the Redeemer shall come to Zion.
The who?
The Redeemer.
Who he gonna come to?
And unto them that turn from transgression.
Turn from what?
Transgression.
And tell him what Redeemer means.
That is got all to redeem as a kinsman redeemer.
So he can redeem you if you turn from your transgression. He'll be just like kinsman redeemer that we were talking about last night.
That's the purchase.
Because I'm be honest with you, man. Ain't nobody gonna look, at least not around here. Ain't nobody gonna look down on you for what it is that you're fighting with. I ain't got to condemn you because you already know the word already condemning your conduct. Not because it's that particular sin, but because it's against the will of God. You know what I'm saying? So none of us ain't got to do that over here. That ain't got to happen. But we can give you a word of hope and salvation. You know what I'm saying? That there is a redemption of sins and a gift of everlasting life to all those who trust in him. Continue. Because you using my burn? But you don't even know how to burn. Cause.
As for me, this my covenant with them, saith Yahuwah, my ruach that is upon you, and my words which I have put in your mouth shall not depart out of your mouth,
nor out of the mouth of your seed,
nor out of the mouth of your seed, saith Yahuwah, from henceforth and forever.
So understand this here. Everybody who turns from transgression of Jacob and come to the Redeemer, he'll give you his spirit, man. He'll make his words known unto you. Since I said it, Proverbs 1:21. Muffin Man. What's up, boy? Muffin Man. Come here, boy. Why you stretching your shirt, man? Muffin Man. Well, come here, Leah.
She cry in the chief place of concourse, and openings of the gates in the city she utter her words. How long, you simple ones, will you love simplicity, and the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge? Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my
Turn you at my what?
Reproof.
Turn you at my what?
Reproof.
Why?
Behold, I will pour out my ruach unto you.
He said, I'll pour my ruach unto you if you turn to my correction.
I will make known my words unto you.
And I'll make all my word known unto you. And if that man word in you and you in his word, you'll have everlasting life. Listen to him.
Because I have called and you refuse.
That's good. We ain't got to go into that. That ain't going to benefit you. Come on back to Daniel 11.
You want that flatteries?
Oh, yeah. Tell me what flatteries is by definition.
That's called as flatteries, smoothness, fine promises.
Fine promises. What's the fine promise that Satan made in the garden, man? You shall not surely die. That's a promise. He corrupted her with flatteries. He corrupted her with flatteries. Smooth talk. Another psalm say they word be smooth like oil. Amen. Sister Johnson say Yahuwah Yahushua Ruach, meaning spirit is better than anything. Once you get it, you never want to let go. Amen. That's true story. Come on, son.
And such as do wickedly against the covenant shall he corrupt by flatteries, but the people that do know their Alahym shall be strong in do.
They're going to do work. Go ahead.
And they that understand among the people shall instruct many.
They shall do what?
Instruct many.
They shall do what?
Instruct many.
But yet they're going to fall by what?
The sword.
And by what?
Flame.
And by what?
Captivity.
And by what?
Spoil. Days.
Now.
When they shall fall.
They shall be.
Hoping with a little help.
But many shall cleave to them with what?
Flattery.
They're going to be talking smooth talk to those who got the word now. Don't be no fool. Let me tell you something, man. Now, and I'll say this here. Of course, it's Yahuwah ultimately. But I learned this from selling dope. You understand me? Well, you can't be going for all that stuff with people just telling you how great you is. Well, you the man, boy. I see you, boy. You're shining, boy. All that type of stuff. Nigga don't like you for real, bro. Nigga don't like you for real. Man, I remember the first time I came around the brew, man, and I had mentioned something, man, and this man was like, this nigga serious. I said, boy, that nigga don't like me, boy. He was too demonstrative. It was too over the top. And you have been preaching the word for a long time, so there was no need for you to behave this way. And I ain't even really hit you off with nothing too extravagant. It was, I say, yeah, boy, that nigga don't like me, boy. I'm watching you. For real, because when nigga really respect what you doing, bro, they don't do all that groupie stuff like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Nigga come holler at you like, hey, boy, you nice with what you doing, boy. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? That's the same token. If you see your favorite rapper in the street and you fanboy out versus, hey, man, I appreciate your music, man. You keep going. That's what men do. They'll see you and be like, hey, man, I appreciate what you got. You know what I'm saying? I listen to your music a lot, man. I appreciate that. You right? Oh, man. I see grown men look like they wanted to go back to the hotel with Rick Ross. You got a lot of male groupies out here now. You got some men out here who get more excited to see other men than women get to see these men. Y'all know I ain't lying. You done seen them. Yeah. Hey, man, you got to be careful with them extra over-the-top accolades, man. The people don't fool with you. People who always telling you how great you are, you know what I'm saying? Got they lips firmly around your rectum. Them people don't fool with you like that. They waiting for the opportunity for you to slip so they can capitalize on it and participate in your downfall. We already know that because how Judas came to the Lord. Hail, master. He kissed him. Came with good flattery, smooth words, but in his heart there was war. That was Psalm say. Got to be careful about that. Come on, bro. Mm-hmm. That's right. Kiss of death, Sister Kelly say.
And of them of understanding shall fall to try them and to purge and to make white.
He say, so them of understanding, they going to go through all that to try them, to purge them and make them what?
White.
Even to the what?
Time of the end.
Now, you know why that's important? Because what we read in Revelation 7, he said, man, who are those men in white robes? He said they washed it through what? Great tribulation. You're going to have to go through it. And get what? What do we read in Jeremiah 51? He said, by violence, what you done to what? My flesh. That's what he said, man. Let's look and see. We finna get ready to wrap him up for this evening. I got double time tomorrow, so that's all good. Look at that, Johnson. Yeah. You got overtime. Don't be late.
Got your fork ready?
Double time.
You go eat. You go sleep.
I ain't gonna lie, the trap don't never close. You know what I'm saying? You might think it's closed, but you can still get served. You just think, you like, oh, I don't think he open. It's somebody always in there. You ever went to a dope house and you be like, man, them niggas ain't in that weed hole. Them niggas was in there.
Even if you woke him up.
He was in there. Because I ain't gonna lie to you, boy. I stayed in the spot. You understand me? All the time. I was always in there, man. You know what I'm saying? I stayed up in there, man. I'm here every day. Ain't no closing. This spot open. See, you think just because the stream don't come on, the trap closed. Trap stay open. That's your fault. You know what I'm saying? That you like to see. You could, if you wanted to get in contact with me, you was on this stream, you could do it. All you gotta do is ask. And the trap is open. You know what I'm saying? Now, how long I can give you when you come? Now, that's a different conversation. I can't, you know what I'm saying? I can't give you as long as you may like. Misha knows. She done called me 3 times this week. She a long ways away. She in 773. You don't know what 773 at?
Up top.
That's Chicago. I'm dead serious. I ain't saying that just to be. I'm dead serious. Trap don't never close. You know what I'm saying? Don't never close. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is come like this here. And the quality of the work don't really be. It don't be like, oh, we at the end of the bag. You get this here. No, man. We don't serve no shake. Yeah, see, that's how I know you was around here with that, you know, that Robert Brown. Not Bobby. That boy had Robert. Whoa. Whoa.
All right.
Woo.
Stay away from hieroglyphs.
That's how you get. Jeremiah 51 and 35.
Is that continued in?
No, Jeremiah 51. Come on. You got a panther that's black? Lizzie. Abigail.
Rekindle.
Jeremiah 51 and 35.
The violence done to me and to my flesh upon Babylon shall the inhabitant of Zion
Now,
say.
we read a lot of other stuff, but did you see how it said Babylon would do all that stuff, or the beast would do all that stuff to these people? And that's why he said that. Were you paying attention? What we just read? You weren't paying attention. I need you to pay attention to that. I need you to pay attention to what it is that I see.
Am I
You paying attention? No. Go get my belt. Don't matter. You live here. You late. I'm gonna wait till you sleep. We're gonna wake you up with a good old-fashioned nigga whooping. Wake you right up out your sleep. Ah! Jeremiah 51:35. So the violence done to me in my flesh, that's gonna be on Babylon.
And my blood upon the inhabitants of Chaldea shall Jerusalem say.
And whoever shed innocent blood, they blood got to be shed. So every one of them, those saints that we seen that would do some work, who would fall because people cleaned it in by flatteries, all them people got to die. Their blood got to be shed. They got to pay that. They got to pay that price. But here we go, man. Jeremiah 51 and 53. Read it for me, man.
Though Babylon should mount up to Shamahim, and though she should fortify the height of her strength,
From spoilers.
come unto her, saith Yahuwah.
Now let's go to Genesis 11 and 1. You don't want to. You happy to see your father. You ain't gonna do all that. Or you just trying. She say, bug flipped off, man. Say she flipped off. Nobody can verify. What y'all over there doing, Abigail, Renee, and Grandma? Come here, Abigail. I'm not talking to you, man. I'm not talking to you anymore. Come on, Grandma. Come here, Grandma. What you over there doing? No. I'm not playing with you. What you over there doing? You paying attention? No, you weren't. You over there playing. What you over there doing? You paying attention? No, you over there playing. So who want to get whooped first? Abigail. 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 Go sit down. Oh, so you ready to get whooped? You Abigail now, boy.
No.
Genesis 11 and 1.
And the whole earth was of one language and of one speech.
Of one what?
One language and of one speech.
Now, how does this going to relate to the end? Now, what's the first way we done looked at the Tower of Babel, y'all? What's the first way we done looked at it? With Pentecost. Now, he said all the earth is of one what?
Speech and one language.
Like, what did we read in Revelation 17 about Babylon and all the kings of the earth? What did Yahuwah give them to have? That they would have one mind. That they would hate the whore. And do what to her?
Kill her. Burn her with fire.
Do it like Tamar. Burn her.
Eat her flesh.
Partaking of flesh. Genesis 11 and 1. Go ahead.
And the whole earth was of one language and of one speech. And it came to pass as they journeyed from the east.
Now, the reason why I mentioned that with the kings is because they were all with one consent. That's all. That's why I mentioned that. They were all of one consent. The same way that everybody came together on Pentecost, they were all in one consent. Go ahead.
And it came to pass as they journeyed from the east that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there. They said one to another, go, let us make brick and burn them thoroughly. And they had brick for stone, and slime had they for mortar. And they said, go, to let us build a city and a tower, whose top on a Shamahim. And let us make a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth.
Notice he said, let us make a what? And Babylon had a great name. Well, the people scattered at their time, they were all one together. They didn't get scattered till what? Her sins reached to heaven. Then they got scattered. Because he told everybody to slide. And everybody slid. Go ahead.
And Yahuwah came down to see the city and the tower, which the children of men build.
Didn't he? Don't Yahuwah come down to see the sins of Babylon? Continue.
And Yahuwah said, behold, the people won.
They what?
The people won.
And they all have what?
One language.
And they begin to do?
And now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined
Do
to
you
do.
understand that there was nothing going to be restrained from Babylon, which she imagined to do if he allowed her to continue? The people are all on one consent, serving the beast and drinking from the cup of the wrath of the wine of her fornication and benefiting from her dainties at her table. Continue.
Go to, let us go down, and there confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech.
So Yahuwah
Scattered them abroad from thence upon the face of all the earth, and they left off to build the city.
So once he sent forth those men to destroy Babylon, these people leave off. They can't build the city no more. Because what he say gonna happen to Babylon? She will never be what? Inhabited. She shall be desolate. Same thing he told about Esau. What he said about Esau? You say you gonna rebuild. I say I'm gonna tear it back down. Come on.
Therefore, the name of it is called Babel, because Yahuwah did there confound the language of all the earth. And from thence did Yahuwah scatter them abroad upon the face of all the earth.
What does Babel mean? What does Babylon mean?
That's the same word.
It's the same word. It means the same thing. It's confusion. And if it means confusion, what does that mean? Disorder. That's what you get. That's what you get. Now you want sympathy. You ain't getting none. You want somebody to care and feel sorry for you. See, he hit his head on that table, so he wants somebody to comfort him. But see, he could have avoided, Shalom to throw. He could have avoided all of that by just simply following instructions. See, that's what happens when y'all with you children. See, y'all do what y'all want to do. And then when it don't go the way you planned it, you want mommy or daddy or somebody, you want to come look with the sad face. I don't care. Let's say if I told you stop climbing on my couch and you decided to climb on the top of my couch and you took a misstep and fell and bust your head. Once I realize your teeth still in your head and you ain't dead, I don't care. Yeah, I'm gone. That nigga got his teeth. So that means I ain't got to go to the hospital. As long as I ain't got to go to the hospital, I don't care. Cry. You know why? Because I told your monkey behind to stop getting on my damn couch. And now you done fell and you looking stupid and crying and you want me to give you a hug and I ain't dispensing none. Because I can see if you fell and I didn't tell you to get off of there. I'm going to whoop you later. But you know what I'm talking about? But I didn't get a chance to tell you not to do it. But if I told you once and I told you twice, I don't care, nigga, die. Fall up it and die. Because you should listen. Has any of your children had the fun experience of sticking their hand on the stove yet? Which one did it? Which one did it? Oh, that one. I can see him because he hard headed. I know he don't. I bet you did. But I wasn't talking to the children, but I appreciate you lending your voice to the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember when little Muffin was little, and with that iron, I said, don't touch that iron, that thing is hot. She went right on over there one day and not just touched it. That thing, bomb! Well, she used to, every time she see it, hot. I know it. It's hot. But see, when you done told them, don't put your hand on that stove, it's hot. Don't put your hand on that stove, it's hot. And then guess what they turn right over there and do? Bomb! You don't get no sympathy from me. I'm gonna put some ice in a sandwich bag. I'm gonna hand it to you. You on your own. You on your own. Yeah, you on your own. Figure it out. Because I done told you. That's right. Now I'm not gonna leave you like that for an extended period of time, but you're gonna need about a good, because you know, in a small child's mind, 2 to 3 minutes is like days. Especially when they're in pain, because in their mind it's never gonna stop. And in their mind, it's like time is moving like this. You know what I'm saying? So I got to give you 2 to 3 minutes for you to realize, do what I tell you to do before you get some comfort. I got to let you suffer in your pain for a little while. Just for a little bit. Then I'm going to come give you some, depending on your age. Say like, little Mike age? Nah. You go ahead and cry. Depending on what it is. You know what I'm saying? If I tell you don't climb up that tree, and you climb up there and you get stuck, you're going to live up there because I ain't coming to get you. Our bike called the fire department to get you down. They used to get cats out of the tree. Now they got to get a whole boy because I'm going to leave you up there. Because I told you don't climb your black behind up there. I don't know how to climb no tree. I'm old. I ain't climbing up there. Straight up. You got stuck in the tree? I know you got stuck in the tree. She said, don't disrespect me as a tree climber. I told you about that, boy. You got to speak when spoken to. Or if you have something you like to say, then you wait or ask to be acknowledged. You just don't volunteer something that no one asked you for. One, because it's a surefire way for you not to be hurt. You know what I'm saying? Two is rude. And that's all I got right now. So come on. Read verse 53 for me. Jeremiah 51.
Though Babylon shall mount up to Shamahim, and though she shall fortify the strength, the height of her strength, from me shall spoilers come unto her, saith Yahuwah. A sound of cry from Babylon, and great destruction from the land of the Chaldeans.
See, that didn't happen to Babel the first time. But you know what? Y'all willing tomorrow, we're going to go ahead with that second birth and second death tomorrow. And the reason why I say that is because we can still take the elements of Babylon with that. More specifically, you coming out of Egypt. You know what I'm talking about? Because you coming out of Egypt was symbolic of a death and a rebirth. This fourth is a second being born again, but it wasn't a second death penalty, if you would. You know what I'm talking about? So yeah, y'all willing? That's what we're gonna do. Hallelujah for y'all who shot in the word. We're gonna stop it right there, man. I appreciate your time this evening. I bless you out the house of Alahym in the name of Yahushua. And if you could, I can't even see the gentleman's name, man. Where is it at? For Born Bandit, you know what I'm saying? He said he wants to overcome certain desires of his flesh. So, you know, pray that you will give him the strength and the wherewithal and the measure of faith to be able to do so. You know what I'm talking about? So that he may be able to overcome that which afflicts his soul, so that he might be saved. But I appreciate y'all this evening. I bless you out the house of Alahym in the name of Yahushua and Yahuwah willing. We'll be back tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. After we complete the first round, y'all willing tomorrow, we'll be right back at 8 o'clock p.m. for day 6 service of unleavened bread. Y'all willing, service begin at 8 p.m. Sunday evening for the final day of unleavened bread for day 7. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to rock it like that, man. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Bless you at the house of Alahym in the name of Yahushua. Yahuwah willing. Till the next time. Muffin Neil.
Hey, when you're funny, your mom took that big boy I get.